On the 14th of April, 2009, the FBH Templars have brought down their leader. While that in itself was not unprecedented, the circumstances of this particular takeover were quite remarkable. A clusterfuck of legal loopholes, random clan hierarchy, shrewd betrayals, and heroic uprisings has led to a phenomenon unseen since the dark days of deadly dentures, to a war in the admin CP. The year 2008 saw a significant decline in the clan's activity. In April, the Templars have elected Hal, an Ivy League-educated technocrat, to be the leader. This has proven to be a fatal mistake, as the self-styled Purple Eminence has spent most of the term drunk. The ensuing October elections therefore had extremely high stakes. The Templars were determined to elect a strong leader, a leader who would deliver them from apathy and generate more activity. And, apparently, they have found a perfect candidate. Thias, a young farmer from the wilderness of Canada, has presented a detailed list of tasks he was willing to undertake in order to restore the forums to their former glory. In the end, Thias has won the fall elections with a bit over 50% of the vote.
Many commentators were stunned. In the previous 5 years of the clan's history, no Canadian has ever been elected a leader.
This turn of events has enraged the clan's longest-standing allies. The Nile Penguins, a ridiculously ancient and wise race, have all but broken their diplomatic ties with the Flying Purple Hippos clan. And Shit did precisely that. Following a strong beginning of his term, after about 2 months, Thias has apparently stopped caring about his flock.
His glorious list of tasks was increasingly falling behind the schedule.
Yeah, after a while he spent more time with his goats than with his administration.
This is why the April elections of 2009 were seen by the majority of the clan as a chance to finally get rid of Thias and get the clan back on track, whatever that was. As April came, in apparently the last bid to regain his waning popularity, Thias has passed a constitution amendment, and this is when shit has hit the fan.
A team of shrewd lawyers has constructed a thing called Proposition 2. Although it appeared to be something boring and unimportant, Proposition 2 also had a hidden article, one that would abolish the elections and let Thias rule forever.
This was an unheard of attempt to seize power. And as it turned out, the Templars would have none of this shit. The off-topic discussions, or the OTD, as it is commonly called, has always been FPH's most significant forum. During the Thias term, it was moderated by a dashingly handsome and wise fellow called Shusky, and, with the help of several enlightened intellectuals, and the heroic administrator, Mike, he proclaimed a secession of OTD from Theosist FPH. This new legal entity was called the Free State of OTD. The Free State and the Theosist FPH both declared themselves illegal. Thias also declared Mike illegal, and installed a figurehead administrator, Kyron. However, with both sides now firmly entrenched in the admin CP, it was clear that the situation would escalate into bloody violence. But the Free State of OTD was not alone in its fight. Obviously, the Nile Penguins immediately recognized it as the legitimate successor state of the Flying Purple Hippos clan. Support also came from Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, who understood that her subject, Dark Flame, was the most likely to win the elections if Theas ever stepped down.
Inzet van een ieder. De weg daartoe is die van de naaste liefde. Dat is de opdracht van Kerstmis. Ik wens u allen een gezegend kerstfeest toe.
The Free State's leaders began rallying rebels in forums beyond their original OTD and SD, now officially titled Dutch East Bavtoya. Many goats have been displaced as the rebel armies advanced towards the Cataphractory and the secret Templar Tea Party. The Loyalist forces retaliated with vicious force, as Theas's own mods, Leif Erikson, and Soggy the Wonder Frog, kept clashing with the rebel forces all over the place.
Fortunately, they were quiet in the dusty temples. It is a library, you see.
Fortunately for the rebellion, the admins of FPH forums, Mike and LP, were convinced by their legal bitching.
In the end, LP cooked up a scheme so ridiculously complicated, that I didn't really get it. I think he summoned black magic to hex Theas's name. And then, like, Mike had to change Theas's name, and this made, Proposition 2 void? I don't know.
After many hours of fighting, the Free State forces have reached their target.
But then Soggy kidnapped the skin.
But, other than that, the clan's democratic principles have been preserved. Which is kind of neat.